Livi Lavanyama. Notice how the Sunday's Gospel passage begins. It says that Jesus, seeing the crowds, went onto the mountain. He sat down, the disciples went to him, and he began to teach them. The Gospel of Matthew presents Jesus as the new Moses, and while Moses went onto the mountain to receive the Ten Commandments from God, Jesus goes onto the mountain not to receive the law, but to teach it. This is the beginning of what we call the Sermon of the Mount, which takes chapters 5, 6, and 7 in the Gospel of Matthew and ends with these key words where Jesus says, "Those who listen to these words of mine and acts on them is like a wise person who builds a house on rock." In other words, what we are going to hear this Sunday and the coming Sundays until the beginning of the Lenten season help us build our lives on rock. And while Moses gave the people of Israel the Ten Commandments, a list of actions and prohibitions, duties towards God and the neighbor, Jesus opens this sermon with the Beatitudes, the attitudes that identify a true disciple, and Jesus commends them as being on the right path for happiness. It's a reversal of the normal values presented to us to achieve happiness. So, as we prepare for Sunday, the day of the Lord, remember Jesus is addressing disciples like you and me. So, as you listen to this passage, picture Jesus talking to you. I invite you to concentrate on the first of the Beatitudes, because that spirit goes through all the readings. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Theirs is the kingdom of heaven. It regards those who take their powerlessness at heart, who believe that only God can help them and that God will act on their behalf. And you will see it already in the first reading from the prophet Zephaniah. It will be our response as we pray for the psalm, and it's behind the cry of Paul regarding the way the first community in Corinth is living. Someone wrote that our failure to conform ourselves to the Beatitudes shows our lack of faith, that we do not really believe that the way proposed by Jesus is the true way for fullness of life and happiness. Would you agree? Wish you a joyful and blessed fourth Sunday of the Ordinary Time.